Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. ABJ Podcast with your host, ABJ, Anthony Blackwell Jr. We are here at episode 22 with Donny Bambino. But before we get into any of that, we have a lot of housekeeping to take care of. So, first and foremost, check the links below. I don't type them out for nothing, people. All right? Help me out. I have links below for all my social media. Go follow me. Help me hit good numbers and show support. That would mean a lot. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you're listening to the audio version of this, it is great for your long car rides. You can turn on the ABJ podcast. We're available on any podcast platform: Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You name it, it's all there. It's all above my head in the corner, as well as social media. Anthony Blackwell Jr. We have a Discord. You can come hang out. We're always talking some type of pop culture, wrestling. It's all there. Also the Patreon. If you can support the Patreon, awesome. If you can't, not a big deal. Hit that share button and the likes. That helps out a lot. But the Patreon essentially is just keeping the lights on, pays for things like StreamYard, which I'm using, gas money to shows, and all that fun stuff. Also added to the links below. Anywhere you can come find me this month coming up in February. All the shows I'll be at are all linked below, so make sure you go check them out. High Ground Wrestling, associated with Smash Master Wrestling, the benefit show, which will be happening next Saturday. You can check me out at IWA Jersey. That one's sold out, so if you don't have tickets, I won't see you. Week after that, Shore Star in Rio Grande, Jersey, down by the Jersey Shore, so come down and hang out. And then in March, already announced High Tension and High Tension's 93 show in Philly, as well as Smash Master's birthday show. So definitely check them out. All the links are below. Get your tickets now and come hang out. I'm going to bring my guest in, and then we're going to talk about the upcoming episodes real fast for the next month, because I don't want to have him sit back there forever. So without further ado, let's bring in the Donny Bambino. What's going on, my guy? What's up? So while I got you here, you want to run down everybody in February with me? Let's run down the guests for February. So episode 23, the next one coming up, Billy Trey, the Converse kid. That amazing music you heard coming in, that's him. Good guy there. So make sure you check him out. That'd be exciting. We're not doing the 2 in 1 day unless it calls for it, and some people needed to have different time zones, time differences. So the first week will be 2 in 1 day. So Billy will be around in the afternoon, mid-time. It's going to vary between 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and that's going to be the time frame to catch the podcast. Then later on that night, you're going to see the one and the only Peter DeLong. Look how handsome he is. Look at that guy.
It'll be good.
Love that. Then the next week, and it'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the next one will be J.S. Michaels. You see him a lot at Smash Master. After that will be Philly Mike Swanson.
That'll be a good one.
After that will be the same day. So as soon as I enter with Philly Mike, maybe an hour or so later, Riley Crow jumps on the podcast. A Sunday episode, Angel Metro will be there. And then Valentine's Day. What better way to celebrate my Valentine's Day with the one of the co-owners of High Tension Wrestling, Alex Watt. We're gonna share chocolates. We're gonna spaghetti kiss. It's gonna be a whole deal. Then the next episode after that will be one of the top photographers in the area. Paige will be coming on the podcast. She's just a beautiful, beautiful human. And then after that will be the Welcome Back Podcast boys. Will come and hanging out. Love those guys to death. And then we have somebody you know very well, High Tension there. I mean, High Ground, Shelby Waters. And then after that will be the next benefit person, Adena Steele.
That'll be a good one.
So that's the month of February. Lots of cool names. Also, one more thing I want to announce before we get in here. The new logo dropped. Did you see this new logo?
Did see the new logo, and I will proudly rep that.
That is a sharp-ass logo right there. If you know, you know. If you don't, sorry. But this doesn't mean you can't rep this logo. If I can get this Pennsylvania logo in other places, I already have my buddy who supports in Australia is buying this logo. So there's going to be a 570 PA Keystone logo walking around Australia, which is probably the coolest thing that ever happened to me as a content creator. But yeah, so that housekeeping stuff out of the way. People in the chat already. Hunter Dillon hanging out. Gears of Kai. They're the two guys that hang out in my Discord all the time. Both moderators of my Discord and my channel. Super, super cool guys. But let's get into this podcast without further ado. What is going on, my guy?
I'm doing. I'm a little sore, I had to work some shows. So, but I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. It's been a rough month. I'm not gonna lie. Mental health sometimes takes little roller coaster rides, and past couple months have been some downs. But going to wrestling shows and doing a lot of cool events definitely pulls me out of a lot. And we just recently had a cool little moment. What I hope happens more often is we all kind of got together outside of the world of professional wrestling and all went to a bar and seen a band together.
Yeah, it was all to pay tribute to this awesome picture, okay, that I got from this man's son. We were paying homage to what was it, Gavin's dad. It was awesome.
We were showing support back. They always come to every wrestling show and show love to us, so we wanted to pay it back and go see his band and show some support. And I had an absolute blast hanging out with everybody, having some drinks, dancing in our chairs, playing musical chairs because we didn't have enough chairs for all of us because we rolled in super deep and everyone came in super late. So every time someone got up, they got their seat stolen. It was fun.
Some of us got a little too tipsy. I've seen a couple of those, but it made it.
Dude, fun. you know, Molson was drunk because he was dancing.
I know. I've never seen that big man dance.
He was into it. He had that leg shake going. It was fun.
And that was probably one of the best songs ever, Fat Bottom Girls.
Yeah. Oh, as soon as he heard his legs start going, I was like pointing out, look at Molson's leg, look at Molson, he's getting into it. But it was fun, man, and I hope that happens more often. And that's a great thing with the Smashmaster show is after the Smashmaster shows, everyone goes to classics afterwards, and it's a great time, and it's a lot of fun. But so you former Backbreakers trainee. And now that has been now converted over to High Ground. So talk me through how did you find this wrestling school and get into this crazy industry of the professional wrestling world?
So I started off. I did not want to be a wrestler. I did not want any part of being in that ring at all. I actually started with I believe it was GSW.
Okay.
I went one day with Aaron Roxas. And I talked to Brad, and I still remember this. I sat down and I go, hey, can I be a security guard for the show? Because me being the smart thinker that I was back in the day, I just wanted to watch the show for free. And I've already done security. So I was like, hey, can I just be a security guard for the night? And he goes, yeah, but we're not going to pay you. And I go, no, you don't have to pay me. I mean, I'm more than qualified to do it.
I want to just watch. I want to watch what happens over here.
And well, yeah, I did security for one of the GSW shows, and it was awesome. And then I moved back to Florida for a year on my own, and I was staying out there. And at that time, Roxas started actually wrestling, and so I was like, oh man, he's actually doing something now. And I'm like, I should have took my opportunity, but I always stayed in contact with Justin Glory, and he has the patience of a saint. Because the amount of times I told him that I would come down to the training center and I didn't, it was insane. But when I came back from Florida, I met my beautiful girlfriend, and
she's amazing.
We were watching something. I appreciate that. We were watching something, and everything just clicked. I was like, maybe.
Oh, maybe a little bit of a lag here. Oh boy, here's the bug. Hold on, he's spinning. Oh, we're back. I see you. You're moving. All right.
But something clicked, and I just like, maybe I should try this. And the first day, I tried it.
You're like,
I want to say I was
fuck this.
I was like, the amount of shit these people have to do to be a wrestler. I don't think I want to do this.
Also, your first couple times you're going to a training facility, they are going to beat the dog shit out of you to see if you really want this. That's just kind of the wrestling monarch. That's any sport. You play football, you play any sport. The first week is just hell week, and they want to see if you really want to be a part of it or not.
It is, but I got to the point where I was like, I can't give up now. I'm paying for this. I got to see it through, and so I just kept showing up, and it just progressively got easier and easier and easier. And then we had a little thing where Molson started taking over classes because Glory couldn't get there. So I benefit my training to both Justin Glory and Molson. because Molson kind of took over towards my advanced classes. So he kind of polished me up at the end. And so I credit him because some of the stuff that he taught us, it really translates in there. He taught me, well, both of them taught me to focus more on story. And anytime you see me wrestle, that's all I'm doing. I don't do big, huge moves. I normally just wrestle story-wise. But yeah, that's how I started. And then it's been cake ever since.
Now, have you always been a pro wrestling fan? Is it something you've always been like kind of infatuated with?
Yes. I've always been a fan. I stopped watching as a kid because my mom didn't like that I was trying wrestling moves on my brother and my sister. And so
what's the age gap between you?
Less than a year, about a year. Something like that.
So you're in the same ballpark. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was doing moves on my siblings and she kind of got mad about it. And then when I couldn't watch it, I started doing moves at people in school. And,
yeah, absolutely.
Really ticked her off. But no, I stopped watching it for a long while. And I haven't picked it up since. But since I've been watching your podcast, I actually started getting back into the product.
Yeah, I'm trying. I like the TV wrestling, right? But my heart is in the independent scene and independent everything. The ABJ podcast is turning into a wrestling podcast, but it's not the intention. It's just there's so many good stories here and the people and just their come ups and stuff. Like we talk wrestling, but it's more or less just like the overall goal of what I want people to get every time I listen to an episode to just be inspired. Like if you're passionate about anything, if it's art, if it's video games, it's just being a streamer, if it's being a musician, like listen to someone's story who's in wrestling and just be like, yo, he did it. Like he went for it. You know what I mean? That's essentially the overall arc of what I'm trying to get across in this podcast. It just happens that I'm very heavily embodied in the professional wrestling world. And these are the people's stories that I hear a lot. And I'm like, man, I'd love for them to come on and tell it here, you know?
Listen, I can tell you what, if I can become a professional wrestler, anybody can become one. Because like, there are some things that I just did not stick to.
Yeah.
But my debut, that's when it really it clicked. Because that adrenaline rush that you get, it's insane. I have a picture from my debut. It was a picture of just me in the back, and my hair's all crazy, and all it says is, what am I doing here?
What was your debut?
My debut was against a dude at the last Backbreaker show.
The grocery store one.
Yes, the one in the parking lot.
That is so crazy because, like, I remember them during the meeting because that was my first and only ever time doing commentary for Backbreakers. Pete couldn't make it, and they're just like, yo, we need commentary, and Pete kind of put my name out there. And I went to Backbreakers shows, and I get content and stuff while I was there. I didn't even get to see the shows because I was out in the lobby doing interviews the whole day. Like after somebody would wrestle, they'd come and talk to me and then leave. And it was fun. But so I remember being in the meeting for that show and then just saying, we have like 6 debuts tonight. Like 6 people are debuting. I'm like, that's crazy. And then all 6 of you end up being like a young group of wrestlers that I fell in love with you guys, man. Like we hung out at the Binghamton show. We were hung out up in New York. We all went and got food together. We at Smash, we kind of all sat in the bleachers together. Like we've kind of been like between you, the young crew with you guys and the young crew with the Sanctuary guys. We've always just kind of like we go to shows and we just sit in the stands and just be fans and have a good time. And now it's getting to the point where you guys are being utilized more, and now I'm alone in the bleachers, but maybe they'll find something for me to do. I went over and took the bell. I was like, I'll be the bell guy. I'll go and do the bell. Is my mic messed up?
No, you're good.
No, it's not. This is what it's supposed to sound like.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Graves. I appreciate you. So StreamYard every now and then just takes my mic and just changes the settings when it's not supposed to. So yeah, the whole beginning of the podcast I did with my nice fancy $400 microphone. That's exciting.
Jeez.
Sorry, everybody. This is how the podcast is supposed to sound. I appreciate coming in and doing that because nobody else told me. Who are here every day listening to me as a content creator, like, oh, sounds good to me. So that it's been really cool, like bonding with you guys and seeing this next generation coming to, and that's a huge reason why I'm very excited to be a part of. I don't know if that's announced or anything, but to be a part of High Ground as a possible team. A huge reason why I took the job, just being honest, is I want to watch you guys grow, and I'm a fan of what you guys do, and I'm excited to see what you guys bring to the table, and if I can be the voice behind your early career, I'm excited to do so, to be a part of it.
That's awesome.
No, me. When you hear it wrong, be like, "Yo, Blackwell, fix your shit." You won't be helpful. I'm putting out bad content. No, I'm joking.
So kayfabe wise, I hate Sanctuary. Okay, I hate that Vincent Torres. Me personally, I love it. I love it because they're it's a group of good guys, and we are all starting at the same time. So it's like a good little mesh, Especially because there's a lot of comparisons between me and Vince. There's a lot of comparisons.
Yeah, you guys could be cousins.
Yeah.
But no, I'll keep speaking into existence until it happens. But I think this year would be really fun to watch you guys collab and work together and do fun things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm down.
Gear said I didn't notice somehow. That's all right, brother. I'll let it slide. Reed says he's been into wrestling since he's a toddler.
That is actually my mom.
That's your mom? That's Mommy Bambino?
That's Mommy Bambino.
That's Mama Bambino. Morgan says Rhea Ripley forever. I agree. I'm a Rhea Ripley fan. Also, there's our Discord link if anybody would like to join the Discord. And if it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe and hit those likes. It helps out a lot. So I got a bunch of people watching. Make sure you hit those likes and fun things. We just passed 500 subscribers, so let's keep that growing. So we and I don't know if Mom was here the whole time, if she heard, when you suplexing your siblings, and then...
She probably was.
So who was your favorites? Like when you were watching as a kid, who were people you gravitated to?
I was into bigger guys. I was always into bigger guys, and I still to this day watch a lot of old school wrestling. So I base most of my stuff off of old school wrestling. So some of the people that I normally watch on a daily basis is like Arn Anderson. I watch Bam Bam Bigelow. I watch. I do too.
I actually got to do commentary in the building it's not the same building, I don't think, but it's the same school that Bam Bam came out of.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm literally just had a brain fart. Monster Factory. He's a Monster Factory guy from Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Dude, look at Monster Factory's roster. Who came out of there? Bam Bam. Just the people on TV now. Matt Riddle came out of there. Preston Vance, 10 from the Dark Order. Yeah, Damian Priest came out of there. A lot of big names came out, and there's legends in general. Just the legends that came out of. We can do a whole podcast on the names that came out of Monster Factory. It's crazy.
But yeah, it was always bigger guys. So like I was a big, huge Undertaker and Kane fan because they were just monsters, and I love. So
when are you doing a moonsault off the top rope like Bam Bam?
We got time. But yeah, it was that, and it was also I fell in love with characters, like really bigger than life characters. So same. I loved FBI. I loved the Mamalukes. Like I loved those characters because I mean I'm Italian American. I grew up in an Italian household. I
never gravitated to the Italian characters. Never.
No, my great grandfather had a picture of Bruno Sammartino. Like that kind of,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Italian wrestling families growing up. You had Jesus in one corner and a picture of Bruno in the other. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah. So when I debuted, my Nana, she actually talked to me about it, and my great grandfather, this has always been his dream
to be a professional wrestler.
Yes. So in a sense, well, not to be a professional wrestler, but somebody in his bloodline to become a professional wrestler. And I didn't know that I was completing his dream. And yeah, I guess he loved wrestling. They talk about his chair that he used to sit in, and he would get so anxious in the matches that he would rub his legs on the legs of the chair, and they were worn out. So when he passed away, they had to throw out the chair because
what was his name?
I don't know.
You don't know your great grandma? No, I thought maybe you incorporated that into your wrestling name. That'd have been dope.
No. No, I didn't. But yeah, no, they always refer to him as my great grandfather. I never really knew his name.
What if his name was fucking Donnie? How creepy would that be?
That would be creepy. My name came out of nowhere. I don't even know where my name came from. Because I had a bunch of original names where I was like, oh, I'm going to be this guy, or I'm going to be this guy. And then one day I just heard the name Donnie, and I was watching, I forget what I was watching, but somebody called another person baby. And I went, what if I was Donnie, baby? Like, kind of like over the top. And
I think it's funny that you went with, so why did you go with Bambino?
Because I wanted to be Donnie, baby. And
well, isn't Bambino in Italians mean small?
Yeah, it means little baby.
Yeah. And you're a bigger guy.
I know. What you call it? Do you know who Robbie Illuminati is?
No.
Robbie Illuminati, he's a professional wrestler around this area. He's been doing shows at 3WA. And
your great grandfather's name was Joseph, by the way.
Oh, well, now I'm dumb. But he pulled me aside at the last show, and we were talking because we both have similar gimmicks. He has more of a rapper Italian gimmick, and I have the new Don.
Yeah, the mafia.
we were just talking about how many people have like Italian gimmicks and how you got to kind of put a little twist on it. And he goes, you know what you should do? You should put little in front of your name and be Little Don Bambino. And I mean,
I don't think you have to with Bambino in the name.
Yeah.
I would have been like, that's what Bambino is, you idiot. That's what No, joking.
You know what the worst part is, though? I always get compared to Tony Soprano.
Tony Soprano? I thought for sure it would have been, what's his name from NXT, because he's going hard with the...
Oh,
and then you have South Philly's Finest. They do the Italian thing.
Yeah. Well, they do
it's
the
weird,
whole,
too. You jump in that realm. Like, you're taking it from me. You're taking it from me. You got to learn how to throw fingers.
When I talked to Nunzio, I was like, hey, like I do an Italian gimmick. This was in New York. We went to that one show. And I was like, hey, like I do an Italian gimmick. And he goes, yeah? You stealing my shtick? And I was like, no. I'm not taking it. I don't do this. I do this. And so now I talk more like I'll point like this. I'll do the Italian point instead of having to do this.
I have to hold my hands together on the bottom here because I talk with them so bad. I hit my mics and stuff. You ever see? I've never actually learned how to do it, but you ever watch Italians play fingers?
No.
When they it's kind of like rock paper scissors, but they throw fingers, and it's a number game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I've never learned how to do it, but I used to watch old videos of like my family used to play it all the time. Now, without giving up your shoot name, I'm not asking for the shoot name, but do you come from an Italian family where there's like 100 people with the same name because they're honoring somebody else?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So I'm the black sheep a little bit because I was named after somebody else that I wasn't supposed to be named after. But I'm part of a family with like 100 Stevens.
Well, I
have like 50 cousin Stevens.
My actual name wasn't supposed to be what it is. Like it was. I believe my mom originally wanted to name me Michael. Okay. Michael Emilio, after my grandfather.
There you go.
Yeah. And then that was originally going to be my wrestling name. It was going to be Mikey Emilio, and then I was like,
you look like a Mikey. You look like a Mikey. You do.
But then I came up with Donnie, and I was like, Donnie fits because I wanted to be the Don. So it just
Steven landed in my middle name. I had to have a little bit of the namesake of the family in my middle name, so I'm Anthony Steven.
Yeah, my name.
You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it.
No, I'll do my middle name. My middle name is John. Okay, I have the whitest middle name ever, and then my last name is actually Irish. So
yeah, well, I'm Irish Italian. I can never be made. Yeah, when I grow my beard out, now it's going white, but all the spots that were white, we used to be red.
There was a little period of time where I was talking to my uncle, and he loves the fact that I'm a wrestler, and he constantly gives me ideas. Like one of his ideas was I should sell binkies with Bambino on it because my last name is Bambino. And I was like, no, that's stupid. But he pointed out, because I had my beard growing in, I had it shaved in the form of Donny Bambino with the mustache and just the outline of the beard. And he goes, man, you got reds and whites in your beard. And I go, don't say that. Don't say that. So there's actually promo pictures of me with my beard dyed black. Because I got so self-conscious. Because he tells me, he goes, yeah, all of your uncles turn gray at like 26. And I'm like,
I have a little bit of streak in my little gray spots, but you know what you should do though? You should get like the Mother Mary cards. So I don't know how much mob history do you like? Are you into mob stuff? Like, is that like your thing?
I am, and I'm not. I know enough to portray the character. I don't know enough to go in depth with the character. You get what I mean?
Find if I have it easy accessible. I am listening.
But no, I know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about because the whole initiation thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I literally have it's like this long and like that thick, and it's like 15 DVDs, and it's literally beginning to end of the mob all over the country. It breaks down like the Northeast, the Midwest.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I bought it. So I bought it at the and then it breaks down how the mob and then pop culture, like they talked about the movies like Goodfellas and how they like it's like 15 DVDs. It goes through the whole history. I love the Italian mob.
So I'll let you in on a little thing. I'm actually a heathen, which is I believe in like Norse mythology.
Okay.
So I'm more of so I kind of shy away from that. But character wise, I have to be a Catholic.
So I'm Italian and I'm full blown agnostic atheist.
Yeah. So,
or some would say Satanist. Because
my original gear.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, my original gear idea was I wanted to tie two of those together with the whole mob scene and then what I actually believe, and I was gonna have tarot cards on the one side of my right.
That would have been a little. I'm glad you didn't do this.
No, but I was gonna have tarot cards, and then I was gonna have hands with flame coming out of them as like a symbol towards it, but not really.
Yeah, you should hand out the made cards. You get the card and they light it on fire and the whole deal.
I should do a bit. I'll make playing cards for myself and like make them look like passing out cards, and then
that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
I'll have people put them in their hands, like you're initiated into the Bambino family.
Catch you up. It's early in the podcast, but I want to do this. So I always say I want to keep doing this on the podcast. Last episode, I didn't do a full draft. I just asked my guest his desert island punk albums because he's really into the punk scene. So we're gonna do a draft, me versus you. So you want to do 3 rounds or 5?
We'll do 3.
3.
I know what the draft is, and I'm not big into the movies.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll let you go first.
I know a couple.
Italian mob movies. I'll let you start off. I'll give you first pick of the draft.
All right, first one, Godfather. The Godfather.
Good pick. Great pick. I'll even say that includes all Godfathers. So Godfather 1 and 2, we'll put in there. Not so much 3. 3's not that great.
No, 3 was bad.
I'm gonna go Goodfellas. My first pick.
Okay. Not really. Well, no, technically it is a mob movie. I really like The Irishman.
Oh yeah, that's Irish.
But I mean, they had Robert De Niro playing an Irishman, and he is clearly not Irish.
Well, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but Pacino's not Cuban.
No, I know that.
My second pick is gonna be. I'm not gonna take the one I want because I don't think you're gonna pick it up. So I'll get it later in the draft as more of a steal. But I'm gonna go number 2. I'll take Casino.
That's a good movie.
That's a good
movie. Take for my third one. It's not going to be a movie. It would have to be The Sopranos. Because
I'm so offended you didn't say this one movie. It's in your gimmick name, Donnie Brasco.
Oh yeah, no. I should have said that. I'm not even kidding. There was a night I was watching Donnie Brasco, and Morgan came upstairs and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "I'm doing research." She's like, "What do you mean?" I go, "I'm doing research for my gimmick." Okay.
Fugazi came out, yeah.
Well, yeah, because Fugazi came out of me, and that's where I got it from because they have that beginning scene. And he's like, "These are Fugazi diamonds," and so when our card got posted for me versus Mike Skyros, and he called himself, what is it? No filler, all killer. And I was like, oh, you're a Fugazi killer. Forget about it, whatever. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then he clapped back at me and called me a coward. And I was like, how fuck? He was like, put it in a video. And I was like, all right.
The another good thing about that movie that it gets me every time is when he's like, come here, who are you? Who are you? And he goes, why? He goes, because I'm one of the most known men in this thing. And this guy coughed up all this information from you in a second. He goes, like, this is, I don't know, such a good movie. That's based on true events. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Some honorable mentions. You gotta say Bronx Tale. That's another good one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched. That's a great one. Yeah. So many. I like it. I can go on for days and days of
I was
Italian.
about to say, I feel like I've watched more than I can remember. Because now you're saying these movies, and I'm like, no, I've seen that. I've definitely seen that one.
Bronx Tale is very underrated. That's a really, really good one.
I don't know.
Really
Would you
good.
consider Scarface?
I would say it's a gangster movie, but it's not an Italian mob
No,
movie.
it's not an Italian mob movie.
Another one. So on a comedy Italian mob movie, Analyze This and Analyze That.
I haven't seen that.
See that? So Billy Crystal is a shrink, and De Niro is going to a shrink because he keeps having panic attacks, but he doesn't want anyone to know he's going to a shrink because he has daddy issues. But he's the leader of the mob.
It's
awesome. Really, really funny. I think I'm having a heart attack. You're having an anxiety attack. Don't you tell anybody I had an anxiety attack. It's so good.
In The Sopranos, that's like the whole baseline for it. They question Tony Soprano because he goes to a shrink.
I've never watched. I've never watched Sopranos. So when it was on, I was too poor to have HBO, and then later on when it came out, I already knew how it ended and how it was a disappointment. I guess people said how it ends. So I was like, I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah,
I got burnt by Dexter. I'll never get burnt by a show again.
What you call it at 3WA, the last show that I did, they were chanting AJ to piss me off, and AJ is Soprano's kid, and he's Anthony Jr., so they call him AJ for short, and they kept yelling AJ, like your dad's gonna be mad at you beating up some kid. I'm like, I love hecklers. I love it.
What's the best one you got so far? Is that number one?
No, the best one I got was I can't remember. I think it was my debut show. It was my debut show, and what was it? There was a group of guys in the back, and anytime I looked over at them, they just kept saying, "Forget about it." Anytime I looked over at them, if I acknowledged them, they would just yell, "Forget about it." And I'm like, that's not funny. That's not original.
I just remember being in that parking lot, and Travis Dorian brought me and Brian on commentary, just like 2 big cans of Miller High Life, and we were slamming beers during commentary. Probably not
awesome.
the best thing to do, but if there's anyone who can drink beer and talk on a live microphone, you're looking at them. I've done it for 4 years now doing a podcast. But yeah, and the whole time I'm like, Brian, I was like, there's a cup right there, and we're drinking with an open container in a parking lot of a grocery store, and we're getting away with it because of pro wrestling. I think I said it on commentary. I'm like, this is the greatest show ever.
That's awesome. I'll tell you what, the highlight of that show, I had a lot of family there, right? And I told them all beforehand, I was like, I'm a bad guy. You got to boo me, okay? I'm a bad guy. You can't cheer me. You got to boo me. Oh, my God. They were relentless. They were relentless. And I had my Nana there, my grandmother, and she was booing me. She was booing me louder than everybody else. And there was the part where I threw the dude into the ring post, and I started stomping on him outside of the ring. I look to the side of my eye, and I see my Nana with her cell phone. Calling me every name in the book. Like, you shouldn't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, she's really getting into this.
Who's the little old lady that goes to every backbreaker show and she tries to trip people with her cane as they're coming back through the curtain?
I can't remember her name. I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's my favorite part about those shows. I love those old ladies that go to the shows and they get.
When I first started training, she because I would work the door, and then I would do security after everybody was in the door, and she would always come through. she'd give me her ticket slip, and then she'd give me a butterscotch from her purse.
That's
I
the
was like,
oldest lady thing to do of all time.
Yeah,
She's
the
like
best
living
thing
the
about it.
stereotype. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the best. And she goes, "When you debut, you better be a good guy." And I'm like, "Oh, well,
No,
sorry."
you're gonna be hitting me with your cane, lady.
Yeah.
So what is in the future for Donnie? You got what shows you got coming up? What are some new steps you're taking into 2023?
So we have high ground, and I don't know. You could really just catch me at 3WA, and normally I'm tagging along with Nathaniel Cunningham. So wherever he's booked, I'll probably be right behind him.
How do you guys work that gimmick? The pretty boy and the Italian mobster.
Oh, well, we had this thing where we were gonna release videos and doing it, and all this high ground stuff happened, so we couldn't really film the rest of it. So it kind of got cut. But it's good because we're actual real life friends, and so it works together because it's more of a I'm the Don, and I found somebody that I can trust and talk to because I don't talk to nobody. I just bully them. And he's kind of this narcissist that's full of himself, but I see something in him. And I'm like, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, you know? And so we came up
Got a
with
little sugar in his tank. He's a good guy.
But we came up with a name because we wanted to do something like simple, but we can switch if we have to be baby or heel. So we came up with the BFs. And so that's like our face thing. We're the BFs. We're best friends. Okay, it's this weird combination, but it works. I swear to God, it works. But and then when we're bad guys, we're the bad fellas. So it's like play on good fellas.
Yeah. All right, I'm into it.
Yeah, we got tag gear coming. So it'll look good. It'll tie together better.
Yeah, I love Nathaniel. I'm reaching out to him for the podcast for next month. That is someone I'm going to talk to. I don't know, like, and I'm not trying to be mean. Who the hell am I? I'm just a guy in commentary, but I'm not sold yet on his character. Like,
I love his character.
Really?
I love it.
I feel like I feel only because I feel there's a few other people out there doing the very, 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 very similar thing, and I feel like I think if he stepped out and tried something that's more him, I don't know. Maybe this is him. You know what I mean? Like I just I don't know. Like there's sometimes when someone tries to do. Go ahead.
I can tell you right now, that's him.
Oh yeah. All right. Well then, maybe I'm wrong.
In real life, he is an asshole. But
well, an asshole and a pretty boy are two different things.
You don't see him? He's cut up. He's beautiful looking.
Yeah. Like so. Like this one guy that we'll say on commentary I've been roasting really hard and like, that's honestly my new favorite thing. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet at high ground, if I'm gonna go full heel on commentary, but I probably will. I guess it all kind of depends, but that's kind of what my goal is going into the new year, is just lean heavily into bad guy commentary. But like I do it so I guess good maybe ish in Jersey that after the show I'm like, hey, come here. Just a heads up, when you listen to the show back, I actually don't hate you. I just want a little hard in the paint. Like, I just attach to somebody on a show and I just go hard.
I love it though. My debut match, he just called me a handsome Italian man, and I went,
yeah.
Dude,
it just came natural. I just stuck with it. Who did I hate on that show? Who did I crap on? I can't remember. I think was it Ricky? Was it just Ricky?
I'm pretty sure that was the start of the Ricky thing.
The Ricky. I just hated him for some reason. I just I'm just gonna hate this kid.
Yeah.
In Sanctuary, I just pick all the honor society, just shit on them every time I can.
Yeah.
And then
that tag match was awesome.
The multi-man match, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone kill Crispy. Did Ricky Price just become my best friend?
I love that. I had 2 eliminations in that match, and one of them was just we were getting cut on time, so he had to go, and I was like, it's believable. it's really fun for me at this point. We're just talking. There's not even questions anymore. No. It's fun because like
now more people are hitting me up at other promotions asking if we can do a rivalry from commentary to the ring. And I was like, I'm telling you, first things first, I don't take bumps. I don't wrestle. So if your payoff is me getting beat up, it ain't happening.
Your payoff could be you hire me. There you go. I won't do you like the dude. I won't do you like the dude.
Yeah, the dude. I feel so bad that happened for him.
I did too.
And it sucked because I couldn't like talk about it more on commentary because we were legit concerned. But I was like, I hired a moron who headbutted a turnbuckle. Like,
no,
his
it worked.
job was to, I was there to beat him. He was there to beat him up, and he headbutted a turnbuckle. Like,
it worked.
Idiot.
And then when he got eliminated from the multi-man tag, he the spot he wanted to do specifically was with that pole.
Do the spy into the turnbuckle.
So he like stops himself. He gets rolled up, and when he gets out, he kicks the pole.
Yeah,
and then he starts selling his foot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard me, but I turned around and I go, "Are you stupid?"
I think on the camera didn't get it, but on commentary, like the dude just kicked the pole. What an idiot! Like, having a blast. But yeah, maybe I send you after Ricky this year at the Sanctuary during a Friday show. But
I'll do it.
It's an absolute blast. I love what you guys are doing. That crew. So let's run through that crew. Who's all in your little stable of your posse? We'll say.
Okay, so we have, for me, this is my little group that I like to surround myself with. You got the dude, you got Damon Dante, you got Nathaniel Cunningham, and Shelby Waters. That's the main group right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more up and coming. I can tell you that. Yeah, we have a lot.
I heard about this one muscle dude you brought in that Ricky Price brought in.
He came in and he made me mad.
I heard he's a monster.
He made me mad. I was like, why can't I be genetically gifted like that? Like, this man came in and he came in hot. He was ready to start. And I was like,
I'm excited. I'm super excited. So I think that the podcast with Damien, I was trying to think of the other person that I'm a big fan of that came out of high backbreakers, and I don't know if he's going to be involved with High Grounds or not, but I genuinely enjoy watching him work. And then it hit me after the podcast ended. Dyson Bennett. I'm a Dyson Bennett fan.
Yeah, I'm not too sure because I'm not really in the back of it.
Yeah. But no, he was someone who, when I would go to Backbreaker show, I see him working Smash and stuff. I think he's very talented. And I didn't give him his roses last podcast, so I'm making up for it now.
There you go.
So if he is listening, which probably
I know Dyson because I met Dyson when I first started doing like security and stuff. Because I think around that time he was a trainee.
Whatever happened to the kid? Whatever happened to the kid with the bleach blonde hair? Does he still wrestle? I interviewed him at the one Backbreaker show.
I know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
He told me his gimmick, and I said, "You know who you look like? You look like the dude from Rocky Horror Picture Show, Riff Raff." This is why your boy can't be on commentary because I say shit.
Yeah. What was his gimmick? The brightest star, or something.
Yeah, I was like, you look like the dude from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
He was like,
no, I haven't heard from him. Haven't seen him. So
he was a nice guy. We had a fun interview. I think I interviewed Nathaniel in the mask at that point, and I didn't know who he was. Yeah, because I wasn't smart at the time of Backbreakers or who's the masked people were. So Nathaniel came out and I interviewed him as when he won the title. No idea that was Nathaniel, so I actually interviewed him already.
He hated that mask. He hated. He had this great idea. He was going to be a masked wrestler. And once he started wrestling in it and found out you can't fucking breathe, he hated it.
He's like, can I open this?
Yeah. Well, there was one show, Smash Master. Smash Master, he ripped out the mouth backstage so he could actually breathe for that Smash show.
So what is this show? I think you should leave. I think we did too much. I can't fucking breathe.
But no, originally when we wanted to do a tag team, it was going to be masked characters. He was going to get a better mask that he can actually breathe out of, and I was going to get a whole unicorn get up. I was going to do a unicorn mask.
A unicorn.
Yeah.
So happy that didn't happen.
I was going to be Tank the Unicorn.
Tank
the Unicorn.
I'm not ruling it out. That still happened at some point.
I think the tag team name was the Magical Friends or something. It was something stupid. It was just funny.
Yeah. So who's on the hit list for 2023? Who do you want to wrestle? Let's speak some names into existence.
I do have my list on Facebook. I did post it, put it out in the ether, but there was a lot of people that I left off of it, and I didn't realize how many more people I actually want to fight. And one that I'm really proud that I got, I'm really happy that I got, is Mike Skyros.
Yeah, that's
because I feel like wrestling him is going to make me better.
Yeah, you guys are very new to the game, and I think the names that you guys are wrestling in this promotion are. I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but I'm definitely thinking you're like everyone in the card. You froze. Your eyes are closed on my screen. I'm not going to say what I'm saying until he comes back. I don't know if he can hear me or not.
There we go.
Are you back? All right. So did you hear anything I said?
I have no idea. No.
All right. So I said without no disrespect when I say this, I said a lot of the matches that you guys have gotten on this show coming up is very like a step up from a lot of what you're used to. Like a lot of yous on this card are going to be wrestling some next level opponents, people who've been doing this a very long time and are established and can do some really good magical things in the ring. So it's exciting for you guys to get this opportunity. I'm really excited to see this show.
It's very exciting because I look at it that way. These guys are so much better than us. They are above right now. And if we are able to hold our own in that match, it means that we can get better. So it's more of a learning experience.
Yeah.
Because if I can keep up with Mike Skyros, I can keep up with anybody.
Skyros has been putting on the muscle and putting on the weight. No, not weight is in weight and is a bad thing. I'm saying weight as in mass.
No,
so he's wrestling as a hoss now. You know what I mean? So you guys can do some hoss shit. You know?
Well, because the way I look at it, and I'm throwing this out here, I want him to make me work because I want to get better, and the only way to get better is to work better wrestlers. You know.
But so what is some of the plans without giving anything away for High Ground Wrestling? So the first show is going to be a benefit show. So people who are coming, don't expect storyline. This is not the beginning of High Ground when it comes to what to expect as a brand. But so once again, I'm not saying this with disrespect, but you guys, your crew of people are going to be the ones, because you're the new trainees, the students, who are going to get a lot of shine here at this promotion, correct? Yes.
I believe it's the younger generation is going to have the focal point. So it's going to be our growth for the company.
Yeah. So essentially, you're going to be that early stages of like an NXT, but in an independent promotion. And I think a lot of people might see that and be like, well, why would I support? And this is not disrespect, but like there's people out in the independent scene now who are very well established, who have earned our spots. And a lot of you guys are a year, maybe not even 20, 30 matches in, and you're going to be the focal points of a new promotion, which is big shoes to fill. But I honestly, and the reason why I'm taking these bookings and I'm not going to other places is because I believe in you guys, and I'm excited to see how you grow.
Mm-hmm. The thing is you're never going to get anywhere if you don't take chances. Mm-hmm. This is a big chance. This is a big chance, and it has a big payoff in the end. And if we can be on that side, I'm trying to reach for the stars. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm trying to reach for the stars.
I love that.
And this is that next step, because I'm young, I'm hungry, and I want to do this for a living. And I mean, people will get mad at me, say I'm handed things. I'm not handed anything. I'm in that gym. What? Well, I don't go to the gym. I work out of my house. But
I do what they call pint curls.
But that's a good one. But I'm working out constantly. Any day I can get into the center when I don't have work, I'm there. I'm constantly training. And that's how most of the guys that within that group are. They're constantly at the center. They're constantly keep innovating on different things that we can do. Because
who are some of the veteran faces or names that are still like associated from the previous regime here that are there helping you guys?
I'm not too sure because it changes every once in a while. You know, guys will just show up because it's more of like an open ring towards the end, so people will
Mhm.
just come in. But I can tell you, Sam Thompson has shown up, Val has shown up. We haven't gotten any big names, but I haven't really been at the center too much because the only day I can get off of work is Sundays, and Saturdays and Sundays are the days I have off work. And I got show Saturdays and I got training Sundays. But it's just a constant loop.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to get some time in when it comes to Sanctuary this year and doing that stuff because, like I said, like that door's open for you guys on those first Friday shows are great opportunities to get some work in. But is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to get out there?
No, other than I'm young and hungry and I'm pushing for the top. I know I'm not. Let's see. I haven't been in the business a while, but I can tell you I've been training for 3 years. I was in that training center for 3 years, and those 3 years I'm hungry. All I want to do is
your passion. The passion for your crew is there, and like I said, like there's a lot of opportunity, and for a lot of us, you know what I mean. Like I'm not saying I'm a super hot commodity, but people are asking for me, and I'm putting dates away for you guys because I believe in you, and I see that hunger and I see that passion, and I'm excited to see what you guys pull off this year. And and if people want to support, definitely if you come out and support High Ground Wrestling, the first show is the link in the bio, so you can come out and hang out. First row is sold out, but you guys can still do that. It will be filmed. Still kind of to be determined on where it will be posted, if it will be on a YouTube channel or anything after that. But definitely support and support Donny and his links below and follow him on social media. Anything in closing you want to say to everybody?
Keep an eye out because I'm going to the moon, baby. I am going to the moon.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. And the door's always open anytime you want to come hang out. Donny is always welcome. I love you, brother.
I appreciate that.
Like I said, I think you got a really good head on your shoulders. You're a good kid, and I'm excited to see your future, brother.
Thank you.
Not a problem. All right. Well, listen, everybody, that's going to do it for episode 22 and the first month of 2023. We put a lot of episodes out in a short amount of time. We're up to 22 already. If you guys can, like I said, head over to YouTube, hit like and subscribe. If you listen to music in your car on the way on the work, whether it be Spotify or Apple or anything, just check on your phone. Just go in there, leave a review. Reviews help out a lot too. Actually, I got reviews. Let me read a review. I just posted them the other day. Let's read a review quick. I said I'm going to do it at the beginning of the show, and I completely forgot.
Now I'm excited because I've been waiting for a review.
All right, so right now we're at 12 5-star reviews on Spotify, which is dope. 12 people. I appreciate that. On Spotify too, you can go in and it's going to say, what do you think about this episode? And you can leave a comment in there and I will see them. So the Vincenzo episode has always enjoyed your stuff. Been a fan of you for a long time. You were the first person to help me out. Great stuff. 5 stars all around. 5 stars all around. So very cool that I'm able to help people. I had 5 out of 5 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts. So that's really cool. And I have one that says episode 14 with the Mastodon. I smiled, and liked a lot. You guys love for the business affection. Keep up the good work. And then on Facebook, you can leave some reviews. And one I got is a very underrated what he does, very talented at a wide range of things. If you need help, Anthony's always the first one to help. Truly honored to call him a friend. And I believe I just recently got one from Rosh on there. Let me just pull it up real fast. I do apologize. I'm terrible at this. I should have had it prepared. Where are we at? Reviews. 10 reviews so far on Facebook. As a listener, ABJ provides an enjoyable program worth listening to with multiple topics and styles and themes. Never stale, never dull. As a guest, Anthony is one of the easiest podcast hosts to talk to. He can carry a fun and casual conversation and keeps his guests at ease. As a collaborator, ABJ goes above and beyond, contributing member to any. He goes above and beyond, and he's a contributing member to any team he's a part of. Selfless and giving, a joy to work with. 5 out of 5 on the Meltzer scale. So thank you guys so much for the support, for the likes, the reviews. That goes a long way. I really appreciate you guys. Big lineup for February. I'm very, very excited. Thank you guys all for hanging out, supporting. Like I said, make sure you hit the subscribes and likes. Everybody in the chat, Hunter Dillon, Gears, Mama Bambino, Jake the Tribal Chief, Tantalizing Tony, all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Here's some Billy Trey. And the next person you're going to hear me talking to on this podcast is the guy who played every single instrument in this outro music. Show him love in the links below as well. We'll see you next time. We're out of here. Also, stick around on the YouTube side of things. I will be live in about 5 minutes doing a live watch along for NXT. So hang out, and I'll see you guys next time.